We're going to remove an alternator on a Honda Civic. This procedure will be the same on a lot of Hondas. This is a 90 Honda Civic. We'll loosen this upper bolt so we can move it off the pulley. A 12mm wrench fits in here nice. Underneath the alternator is a 14mm bolt. A socket and a breaker bar will loosen this one. Then you can loosen it up with a ratchet. Now you can go ahead and remove this nut. These ratcheting wrenches are so nice in these tight spots. And here's that bolt. If I pull on this belt, the alternator will start to move. Now you can pull the belt off. To remove this bracket, there's a 14mm bolt here, so we can go ahead and remove that. And here's that bracket. With everything loosened up, the alternator will move back and forth. To remove this bolt here can be very difficult because it corrodes all the way through here. So when you go to push it out, it's not going to come out. To protect the threads, you want to take and put the nut back on. Now sometimes you could take a drift pin like this and a hammer and just tap it out, but that usually doesn't work. There's other times that you can use a puller like this to be able to push the bolt out, and sometimes that'll work. One technique that I find works almost every time is this thing called the shake and break, or a product similar to that. You take and put a socket onto your impact hammer, and then it goes over the nut, and then it vibrates it, and it'll knock all that rust loose. Okay, now it's loosened up, and this thing will come out, and there it is. Now whenever you put this bolt back in, you want to make sure you put anti-seize on it because you don't want this thing to corrode inside there. Work it back and forth until it comes out like that. Now you're going to work this alternator down to the ground because that's the only way that you can get it out. I'm going to show you how to get these connections off. If you push here, this will just pull out. The second connection is a 10mm bolt right underneath the rubber piece. So you'll just take it out this way. Then you can just remove this. This is how you remove an alternator on a Honda. This is a 90 Honda Civic, but it works on a lot of other years.